We know a lot about how ancient Egyptians lived their lives. We know about the gods they worshiped, the types of crops they grew, and the professions they had. And of course, we know a lot about the customs around dying and the dead. We've got the Great Pyramids to study and the riches found in Tutankhamun's tomb. But what did the ancient Egyptians think about what happened after death? What happened to a person's soul? The answer is stranger and more beautiful than you may have guessed. Hey there friends, Mr. Mayflower here with another deep dive into a fascinating story from our past. If you love voyages like these, be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. And now let's get into the afterlife according to ancient Egyptians. So much of what we think about ancient Egypt comes through our pop culture. We've got all the old mummy films from the 1930s and 40s, and then a string of more mummy hits in the 90s and 2000s. You may have seen Egyptian exhibits in museums, filled with treasures from tombs and monuments to their gods. Viewed through this lens, it's easy to think of Egyptians as death-obsessed, but you can make a good argument that the opposite is true. The ancient Egyptians were life-obsessed, and this carried over to their ideas about eternal life. As far as life in ancient times goes, the Egyptians had it pretty good. Their country was temperate with good weather. The land was fertile and crops grew in abundance. For the most part, there was peace and security. Egyptians treasured their homes, their partners, and their children. Cats and dogs were valuable family members. The people had joyous festivals. Life was good, and the Egyptians lived it abundantly. In day-to-day life, the Egyptians saw gods living among them. Gods were in the fields and the streams, in the sun and the nighttime sky, in their food and drink, and in their activities and games. These gods and goddesses were deeply invested in humans' lives and well-being. Throughout one's earthly existence, these deities provided for all needs. So when the Egyptians imagined the afterlife, it mirrored their earthly existence. The gods, who had been their constant companion in life, continue to comfort and guide their soul in the afterlife. Death, according to the Egyptians, isn't the end of your story. It's a transition. With luck, it was only temporary, and if everything went as planned, it opened the doors to eternal joy. In their eyes, when you die, your soul is trapped inside your body because it's accustomed to its earthly home. Loved ones would decorate your tomb with paintings and place beautiful amulets on your body, serving as reminders and encouraging your journey to the beyond. They'd also include some statuettes in your tomb called shadis. These will come in handy later. After leaving your body, your soul was said to journey to the Hall of Truth. Here you were accompanied by a guide, Anubis, and would wait with other souls for judgment. There are varying stories about what happened from here, but the popular narrative says that your soul would make the negative confessions in front of several gods, including Thoth, Osiris, and a group of divine beings known as the 42 Judges. Outlined in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the negative confessions are a series of statements that you'll recite to prove your soul's worthiness. Some of these confessions include, I have not killed men or women, I have not committed robbery with violence, I have not judged hastily, I have not boasted, and I have not stolen. Some of these confessions would have been near impossible to uphold, such as I have not quarreled, I have not caused tears, and I have not caused pain. But most scholars believe that those were to be qualified with, I have not quarreled unnecessarily, I have not caused tears unjustly, and so on. After you made your negative confessions, the gods conferred. If the gods approved of your confessions, you'll proceed to the next step, where you'd present your actual heart to Osiris, and he would weigh it on a golden scale against the white feather of truth. The goal was for your heart to be lighter than the feather. If it wasn't, Osiris would grab your heart and throw it to the floor, where the demon goddess Amit, the female devourer of the dead, would feast on it. And that, my friend, was it for you. This was the Great Death, or non-existence. The Egyptians had no belief in hell. Instead, they had the Great Death, the end of your earthly and heavenly journey. But that wouldn't happen to you, of course. You've lived a virtuous life. Your heart is lighter than the feather, and so your journey continues. After weighing your heart, you proceed on a journey to Lily Lake, or the Lake of Flowers. In some accounts, this is an easy and carefree stroll. In others, it's treacherous, riddled with pitfalls to be avoided, and gods acting as your guides. At the shore of Lily Lake, your soul meets the divine ferryman, or he who looks behind him, and it's no leisurely ride. The ferryman is unpleasant and angry, peppering you with cruel remarks. You must withstand his venom and prove yourself worthy. Once you do, the ferryman brings you across the waters of Lily Lake to your final destination. Finally, after so many trials, you reach the Lake of Reeds, and oh, what a sight for your sore eyes. This paradise mirrors the earthly world you departed, only so much better, with its idyllic blue skies and tranquil rivers dotted with boats. These allow for free travel wherever your heart desires, as you are free at last. Best of all, your loved ones await, the ones who passed on before you, your friends, spouse, parents, siblings, everyone. Your favorite pets are clamoring to see you, from your childhood dog to your cat that used all 9 lives while on Earth. Even your favorite tree appears, and your earthly home too. Here you're granted a plot of land in paradise that you must work to plant, harvest, and maintain. Or, if your loved ones planned accordingly, the small statuettes that they left in your tomb, the shadis, would do this work for you, while you kick back and relax. The Field of Reeds is a continuation and enhancement of your earthly journey. It's a place where your soul enjoys eternal peace and prosperity, living in harmony with the divine and natural world. Agriculture, community, and piety were of great importance in ancient Egyptian culture, and the same priorities were woven seamlessly into the afterlife, creating the ideal eternal resting place. Doesn't sound too shabby, right? Especially if your loved ones remembered to include those shadis to spare you from doing yard work for eternity. Thanks for diving deep into the story of the Egyptian afterlife with me, Mr. Mayflower. If you enjoyed this voyage, please click that like button and subscribe. Keep on living a virtuous life, my friend. May God bless you, and we'll see you in the next video.